Everyone, welcome back to my channel Visual Design School. My name is Mrudur, and currently I've been talking about the topic body mechanics, which is useful for artists, animators, comic book artists, fine artists, and everyone basically. So this is my sixth episode. In my previous episodes I have been talking about weight distribution and balance. So how a pose is balanced, how a person stands and balances weight. So in this video I'm going to show, or what I have done, some sketches are about off balance. Now this is a very important topic according to me, and the least discussed topic or taught in any school as far as I know. I start paying attention to this while I was doing character animation, and then I thought about it more, and that's what I have been presenting over here. So what is off balance? When I ask this question to students and ask them to give an example, usually they give an example where a person falls down or loses his balance. That is not what we mean by off balance. Off balance is basically a in between stage where one person is shifting his weight from one position to another. And the most simplest or common example, I shouldn't say simplest because it's absolutely very subtle, but the most common example is the one which we cannot imagine, is basically walking. Walking is action where we lose our balance, but we don't fall down because we are shifting our weight from left to right, right to left, and so on. So the in between stage, which lasts for like a millisecond or something, we lose our balance, and the simple way to see it is, can we hold that pose while walking? So it is not possible. So that is off balance. Why it is important is basically when we are drawing something, when we want to draw an action, we want it to make it believable. Very often people or artists do not see this, and they draw everything very balanced. Also, another reason that I have noticed is in fine arts or fine artists basically always practice from life model, which is of course necessary, but what happens is live model is always posing. That means that model is always going to be in a balanced position, and we always practice in a balanced pose. But when we are doing illustration or comic book or anything, or many times it happens that the poses start looking static. They don't look like they are moving. I'm not talking about all the artists, of course. Good artists know all these things. In character animation, basically we have to draw an entire action. That means we have to draw some poses balanced and off balance and so on. But when we are sketching or when we are doing some simple action or realistic actions like walking, for example, and I'm not by realistic, what I mean by it is which is not exaggerated or cartoon or anything, very realistic. So we want to make it look like the person is moving or literally walking. So we have to understand which pose to capture, where his balance is, or where he is transferring or rather shifting his weight from right to left leg. So it is better to draw it off balance. So here what you are seeing is I have mostly chosen poses from sports or dance, because those are the subjects where you get extreme actions and you get to see a lot of variety. But like I said, it is not only these extreme cases when we lose the balance. I already gave you example of the most common one, that is walking. And there are, if you understand this subject, then you will see there are plenty of actions that we do in our daily life when we lose our balance. like even someone sitting in a chair at the certain millisecond there will be an situation the person might lose his balance just before he rest in the chair. Maybe it's not necessary that, because depend how the person sits. So there are several situations in our daily life where we lose this balance. And it is absolutely necessary. If you are an illustrator and you want to capture something very effectively, then this is the topic you have to really pay attention. Now here what I have done is I have chosen some actions from sports, like I said, but also by the end I have tried to get it to more and more subtle examples, like I said, walking, so where you can see why it is important. Also, I forgot to mention that this is my first video where I am using Clip Studio Paint. I was given this Clip Studio Paint trial version, so I have been trying it. Now I have heard so much about this software before, and to be honest, I am still trying, and it's quite difficult to understand, because there are so many things in this software that we don't know, and it's difficult for me in the beginning. But later on, when I went on exploring, I had to watch some YouTube videos to understand how this software works. It is getting better. I'm still struggling with this software, but I know it is one of the great software for illustration and sketching or comic books. There are a lot of inbuilt things in this software, but currently what I have been doing is using for just sketching and some digital painting. So I am struggling with the brushes and understanding of how the brushes work, how the settings of the brushes work. But yes, once you get used to it, it's very interesting. The results, what you get, is very interesting. The way the experience of using this brushes is very like a traditional mediums. So I created these brushes from, like I said, I am still trying to understand, but whatever I customized there, I downloaded few brushes, and that's what I've been using in this video. I don't know why it got cropped while I was recording. I couldn't understand the setting. I just saw it after the video was over. Anyway, coming back to the topic, body mechanics is something, as per my experience, it's absolutely important, and unfortunately it is not paid attention or not taught in art schools, because the art education is maybe is getting more and more specific, like design, concept art, and those things. Even the people who study concept art, they don't pay attention to the actions mostly. They are only taught how to design, or illustration, you just pay attention to the style most of the time. Comic book artists, storyboard artists, of course, have to draw a lot of actions, but I don't know in the courses they really talk about the body mechanics or not. Of course, they have to study poses a lot of and be able to draw actions and poses. But what I have been doing in this series of videos is trying to analyze, break it down, and create subtopics. Like in my previous videos, I have talked about how a person stands, how a person bends, how a person lifts a weight in various ways, like in front or back or shoulder, and how the body balances in such cases. Or like I said, the balance on both the legs, or balancing on one leg. Also, in my future videos, I'm going to continue like specific topics, or even maybe analyzing few things and body language. Now, body language is where we go a little beyond the body mechanics and we start talking about the appeal or the character or acting part of any action. Like if somebody is talking, or whether a character is dominating, he is shy, is scared, or how will he stand. So it is an extension of body mechanics. Technically, you can see that these are two different topics: body mechanics and body language. But to go for body language, we should be able to draw the action first. So that's where the body mechanics comes. Now here you can see that I'm drawing this walking action, but the person is like running slash walking, but is coming to an halt. That's why it's leaning backwards. Now what I meant by off balance is, here you can see this is not a position a person can hold. You cannot pause in this position. So that's why this is an off balance position. And this is what gives an appeal to that action. It looks like the person is actually moving. While going for references, I saw an example which I haven't shown in this video, but I saw an example of Ronaldo kicking a ball, and there were two examples. One was when actually he's kicking while playing football, and another example was while he was posing and advertising for some undergarment, where he was doing an action of kicking. He was not actually kicking. If you keep those poses side by side, you can easily find this on Pinterest. Ronaldo, if you just look for Ronaldo's actions, if you keep these two examples side by side, you will understand that why this topic is important. So where he is actually kicking, really playing like a candid, you can see that he is off balance. But when he is acting or posing for a photograph, he is not actually off balance. He is just standing static, or maybe he might have taken a very short run or one step maybe, but he is completely in balanced position. So it may be good for that advertisement, but it looks you can tell that he is not actually kicking. He is posing for the kick. So this is why exactly this topic is important. I wish I had shown this in this video, those two examples, but please go ahead and look for this example. Okay, so if you have not subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and subscribe, because this is what I have been doing currently, making instructional videos, and these are absolutely free for everyone. So please do subscribe. It will be a great help for me. So here I am coming to more and more settled poses, like the person is walking literally, but he is in between the stride. So he is shifting his weight from right to left, and when the weight shift is not complete, he is still coming on in a balanced position. So this is also an off balance position, right? So depending on what you want to draw, but you need to understand, or maybe you have understood the subject from this video, or looking at to this video and listening what I am talking. So this is something worth absolutely worth paying attention to, weight and off balance. Now if you don't know balance or off balance, it is simply the way to see it is that our body has some weight, and all the time we are naturally balancing that weight. We don't fall down when we stand, so that means that weight is balanced. So that's the whole idea, right? So when we do an action, we have balance. Sometimes we lose the balance, and that is what we are talking in this video of balance. But this is first lesson to understand is that our body has some weight. So if a heavy person is moving, then he is going to move differently compared to a thinner person, right? Because that heavy person has a heavy weight basically, and he has to balance it, or if he's standing and he's going to start moving, then he will move differently. He will need more energy to move because he has more weight basically, right? So we can go that specific later, maybe a different type of action or same action but different people, how they would do. That could be an interesting topic for some video in future. I haven't thought about it yet, but yeah, I would love to do that. So I think we are coming to the end of this video, and I hope you like all these sketches. These are very rapid sketches. I haven't gone into detail because the topic is just to show the examples, variety of examples, and there can be hundreds of thousands of examples for this topic, so it's never ending actually. So I hope you like. Please do subscribe to my channel. It will be great help for me, and please like and share. Thank you.